Welcome to this video tutorial about project communication. My name is Clotilde Mahé and I am the Communication Manager of the Interreg Alpine Space program. In this short video, I will give information and advice on how to communicate about your Interreg project. Let me start by highlighting the importance of communication in general and for Interreg projects in particular. Communication helps to reach the objectives of your project by reaching the right persons. It also ensures that the results of your project will be durable in time and fosters their transfer to other organizations or regions. You and your partners are working to improve the quality of life in the Alps, and as many people as possible should be aware of this. A good communication is essential. This is why we recommend the definition of a communication strategy. This strategy should be sketched during the preparation and application phases of your project. It should then be finalized and agreed among all partners at the latest shortly after the approval of the project for co-funding. The communication strategy is a short document that summarizes the communication objectives of the project that are based on its specific objectives, the target groups that should be reached, the different communication approaches adapted to the different target groups, the communication activities, as well as the timeline and the estimated budget for these activities. Your communication objectives depend on the level of knowledge and on the attitude of your target group towards your project objectives. You may aim at raising their awareness about the issue, or at increasing their knowledge, or at changing their attitude if they have a different opinion on the issue, up to changing their behavior based on your project results. The communication objectives should be carefully defined and agreed within the partnership. We recommend defining SMART communication objectives: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timed. For example, if the objective of your project is to develop the use of regionally produced cheese in canteens, one of your communication objectives could be to change the behavior of at least 100 canteen operators to include regionally produced cheese on the menus of public canteens during the first year of the project. Here, our target groups are canteen operators, who can be SMEs or local authorities, but also other groups that can influence their decision, such as regional authorities or cheese producers. To reach most efficiently these groups, our communication approaches could be, for instance, to educate them, provide them with practical guidance, or lead a media campaign on the topic of regionally produced cheese. Concrete communication activities are, for example, individual meetings with canteen operators, organizing site visits of canteen operators to some cheese producers, or a press breakfast to promote the initiative. In all communication activities, project partners must respect the branding and visibility requirements imposed by the European regulations and the Interreg Alpine Space program. The project logo, as well as a statement highlighting the support from an Interreg fund, must be featured on all documents and communication material produced by the project. The program will provide the project partners with their project logo and rules on how to correctly use it. For physical investments or equipment, each project must display a plaque or a billboard highlighting the support from the European Union. Each project must produce a poster of minimum size A3 or an equivalent electronic display with information about the project. It must be displayed at each project partner's premises where the public can see it. The program will provide each project with a template for the poster. Every project partner must also display on the organization's website or post on their social media channels, if they exist, a short description of the project, its logo, as well as the link to the project website. Each project should launch the website within 6 months after the project starts. The project websites are hosted on the website of the Interreg Alpine Space program. The project team is then responsible of further developing it and keeping it updated. If these requirements are not met, the managing authority can cancel up to 2% of the co-financing of the beneficiary concerned. I would like to give you now a few useful tips for good communication of your Interreg project. Apart from defining a communication strategy, as previously explained, make sure to involve all the partners in the definition of the strategy, as well as in the realization of the communication activity. This will make your communication more efficient. If possible, you should also appoint a communication manager with some previous experience in communication. This will be a real added value for the achievement of your project communication, as well as for the coordination of the communication activities of the whole partnership. Do not wait for the last 6 months to communicate about your project activities and results, but start right from the beginning to reach your target groups as early and as much as possible. Use the existing communication channels such as the newsletter or the social media accounts of your project partners. This way, you can inform a larger audience instead of building your project audience from scratch. On the website of the Interreg Alpine Space program, www.alpine-space.eu, you can find useful documents and resources to plan and implement your project communication. The chapter Project Communication of the program manual details the branding and visibility requirements. The Communication Toolkit provides you with tips and tools to support the creation and implementation of your communication strategy. The Corporate Design Manual for projects contains guidelines for correct use of the corporate design elements of the Interreg Alpine Space program. The project website manual and the video training will guide you to update and complete your project website. If you have questions on how to comply with the branding and visibility requirements, you can contact your project officer at the Joint Secretariat. For any other questions related to the implementation of your communication strategy, please contact the communication manager of the Interreg Alpine Space program. You can find all contact details on our program website. Thank you for watching this video tutorial, and I invite you to watch our other tutorial on how to implement your Interreg projects. Don't forget, mountains shape our regions, ideas shape our future.